And hopefully I can climb up to the top of this tower before I either drown or get hit by skeleton. Oh, man. Whew. Well, I'm happy I was recording that. Hello everyone, my name's Duration, and welcome back to our Alpha Let's Play 1.2.6 world. And today, we're going to keep doing a little bit more work on our base. I've got a few plans for some stuff that I want to install in these towers, and at least get started on installing them. We might not finish them. And then also at the end of the episode, I want to do some exploring, because we haven't done exploring in this world for quite some time now. Probably since, I don't even know, before episode 7, so it was probably an episode with no commentary, which is crazy to think that I made episodes like that back then. It was more of a relaxing thing to do, although I did spend a lot of time putting subtitles over those videos, which was actually quite time-consuming, believe it or not. I also wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been leaving comments down in the comments section. I've greatly enjoyed reading them, and it's definitely provided me with some inspiration and motivation for the series. While I don't do these videos for views or subscribers, it's definitely great seeing that there are people who are interested and excited for this type of content. Okay everyone, so I just respawned back over here. And we gotta go back to our base because we just died. So what happened was I was trying to fight mobs that were coming out of this mob farm thing. There were some spiders in here. And there was also a creeper in there, I think. At least I saw a creeper in there, and so I was trying to kill the creeper. And what happened was, I think something snuck up, a creeper snuck up behind me, one that I didn't see until it was too late and I just died. We gotta make sure that we light this place up a little bit better, obviously, because something came from somewhere and blew me up. I don't know whether it was the guy inside or a guy that snuck up behind me. I just know that something needs to be lit up better. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to climb up to the top of the mountain here and go up to the tower just over here. I've already started digging just a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to dig that down to the ground level over here, where we're going to have the entrance to the elevator. Now this is where in Alpha Minecraft you have to make a bit of a decision, because as you can see here, I've been digging for just a little while now with a stone pickaxe, and I really haven't gotten that far. So then the question is, do I use a diamond pickaxe and just chew through it, and then have to go and mine some diamonds later? Or do I use an iron pickaxe and chew through all my iron? Or do I just use these easy to make disposable stone pickaxes, but have to constantly make them every so often, and also have to deal with the very slow mining speed? One thing that I'm also quite thankful for that I have now in Alpha 1.2.6 is the F3 debug screen. We've got the coordinates on there, which is amazing. So I was able to check the Y level of the ground before I came to this tower, which is Y is equal to 73. And now I can just mine down to that level without having to constantly check myself and make sure that I haven't gone too deep or I haven't gone deep enough. But I think we've reached Y is equal to 73 if I just check. Yep. So now I just need to remember which way I have to mine. I think I put that torch right above where I came in, so I think I have to go this way. Get to at least the ground level here. There we go. We made it. And there we are, down at the bottom here. Now we'll have to kind of make a little building here, I guess, to decorate this entrance. And I'm guessing our nether portal is probably not that far off. It's probably just over here. 'Cause the first hideout that we made in the mountain is probably just over here, I believe. So we'll have to see if we can maybe use part of that to link into this. I've also decided to replace all the walls of this elevator shaft with cobblestone walls, since then it will be uniform all the way up to the top. Otherwise, you've got stone walls halfway and then cobblestone walls up the other top half. So I decided to make the entire thing cobblestone just to make it look all the same. And I guess I gotta make another stone pickaxe again. And would you look at that, we've got the entire walls all complete. And now I'm stranded at this, the top here. And I want to try to water bucket down, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, so here goes nothing. So I'm going to get myself all set up. Ah, didn't work. And I'm still alive with half a heart. That's almost painful. I might as well just kill myself so I don't need to waste all my food. But I guess I'll heal up anyways. It saves me from having to go all the way back from spawn, I guess. So now I gotta start building up the insides of this elevator. And I think you might have an idea of what I'm doing, but we're gonna make this a little bit more automatic. In the last boat elevator that I made in our NSSS series, we simply got in the boat when we rowed ourselves into the water stream and went up. But in this one, all I want to do is right-click on the boat, and I just want to go to the top. I don't want to have to line myself up properly. I don't want to have the boat going everywhere all at the top. I just want to hop in the boat. It will take me up to the top, and then I hop out again. So we're going to develop a system. I've done a bunch of testing on this method, and I think I found something that's going to work quite well. So we're going to try implementing this into our world. Okay, everyone. So in order for me to know how high to build this elevator, we need to make sure that we mark out where the top of the elevator is going to be, since we do not want to make the elevator taller than we need to. And yeah, I guess I forgot to make the scaffolding go all the way up to the tower. So let's quickly solve that issue. And now we know that we need to go about this high. Now, this is going to be the height of the walkway, right where this cobblestone is, except I'm probably going to make it out of glass. I'm still deciding on how I'm going to do that. But we are going to have a little bit of a step down here because I want to have a little bit of variation in height between this walkway and then the grass of the donut here. Just to make it feel like you're kind of stepping in and then stepping out, as opposed to just all being one height. Now the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to narrow this one edge of the elevator by 1 block. Just because the boat elevator itself is only going to be 2 blocks wide, since we don't want the boat to wander around too much. So we're going to end up having to make the channel only 2 blocks wide as opposed to 3. And the channel is going to be level with the ground. And then what we're actually going to do is we're going to stick 2 blocks of glass just like this. Now this is going to stop the boat from bobbing up and down once it hits the top of the water stream. And since these are glass blocks, the player will not take damage when they hit their head on them. As opposed to if you put solid blocks here, you would take damage, just a few hearts or something. But I'd rather take no damage at all, so I'm going to use some glass blocks here. And you'll see how that works in a minute. I'm just going to let the water stream take me down so I don't have to risk my life going down to the bottom of this. Because this will be the last time I end up doing that, since we're going to put some water right down at the bottom here so that when we take the elevator up, we can get a ride up. And then when we're going down, we can just drop down a water chute right here. Now one thing that's important to remember about Alpha Minecraft is that you actually need about 2 blocks of water to save you from fall damage. Just using 1 block of water is not actually going to save you entirely from fall damage. You usually still end up taking some damage, even if you land in 1 block of water. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I always tend to make them 2 blocks deep, and that's usually pretty okay. Unless you're falling from a very high height, you will most likely be fine with just 2 blocks of water. Now at the bottom here, we're going to want to dig out these 2 spots right here, and stick some pressure plates right here. Now the water is going to be coming down like this, and it's going to hit these pressure plates, and these pressure plates are actually going to hold the water back, just like it's doing over here. And then this is going to be where we're getting on the boat, coming from this side. Once we get on the boat will automatically go up this water stream and let us get off at the top. So now the next step is digging this from here. Needs to be 8 blocks out. So we're going to dig this bit out like this. Now this next part is where the automated part of this system really plays in. I'm going to be using a method that Etho used back in the days of his Eats boat road. Now he used doors to control whether boats could go or stop. So basically, when you sit in the boat, it would trigger a pressure plate which was underneath the boat. Now the boat wouldn't trigger this pressure plate on its own, it would only trigger when a player was inside. So if we set it up like this, when we get in the boat, the door would open, and then we'll be pushed into this water stream to go up to the top, and then we'll put some more logic at the top to allow us to get off. But first we're going to get this bit set up, and I'm going to show you how it works. So what I've done is I've just put a few blocks of water here just to simulate the entire wall being covered in water. But we're just going to have the few blocks here just for simulation purposes. Now you can see the boat is resting right here, and when we pop in the boat, we are automatically pushed forward and up into the water stream. But as you saw there, the player's collision box actually collides with this pressure plate, but the boat's does not actually trigger this pressure plate. So it's very interesting to see how that works. And with that, I think our boat station at the bottom of the tower is pretty much complete. Now we need to go to the top of the tower and work out the logic up there, and how we're going to get the boat back down to the bottom here. Now in order to recycle the boats from the top here down to the bottom again, we're going to be dropping them down through a little hidden chute somewhere on the side of the mountain here. We're going to try to camouflage it as much as we can without making it look too obvious, and we might even be able to drop it right through that tree, funnily enough. Probably not. We might grow some trees around it or something though, so that it's not very obvious that it's there. But I think it's going to be an interesting way of getting them down, since we won't have an actual chute surrounding the boat. It will just freely drop down through the bottom, so that we don't make the towers look any more cluttered than they are now. I kind of like the clean design that they are. I'm going to build the base of this boat area out of these half slabs here. But what we're going to need to do to get the boat from this side of the tower over to this side is we're going to need to get the water to flow across this way. But there's a big open hole. So the plan is we're going to be using some signs to hold back the water from going down the rest of the tower. So the only spot where the water is going to be going down is along the back wall here. And then it will flow also across the top here, just like so, right over these signs. Now that I have some signs placed in just across like this, we can place the water over here, just like so, and it will flow just like that. Now, I did not mean to do that, and hopefully I can climb up to the top of this tower before I either drown or get hit by skeleton. Oh man. Whew. Well, I'm happy I was recording that. That was one of the crazy moments that I have during Minecraft Alpha. It's not all fun and games, I'm telling you guys. These mobs can be so threatening, even though I'm doing well in the game at least. Where is he? I don't even know where he is. Also, the sounds just sound so much more threatening too. Like, what is that arrow shooting sound? I don't know what Notch was thinking when he picked out some of these sounds, I'm telling you. There he is. I see him. I think I can take him down too. I'm very careful. Gotta get the right aim and make sure that he doesn't hit me off the edge. I think I should take this water out, to be honest, until I'm fully ready for it, because it's just pushing me off the edge and I wasn't thinking about that. So I'm gonna have to replace those. Okay. Sounded like he just dropped all the way down the cliff, pretty much. Did he die? No, there's two. Wow, it's so dangerous up here. I need to hit him before he hits me. Got him. Oh! Okay. This is getting dangerous. I'm going through food like crazy. Where's he? He just... Oh, he dropped down there. I mean, I guess that's probably better for the both of us. Oh, there he is. He's going to die, so that's okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep on working on this boat elevator. And I'm going to kind of try to relax after that. And so I took a little bit of time just to enjoy some relaxing time playing the game. You know how it is. once you get started on something, it's just so much fun just to keep plugging away at it and working at it, and you kind of lose track of time. And what I actually did is I built up the platform here already, and I got everything sort of set up. So from the back wall here all the way up to the edge is 8 blocks. So when we run the water, it doesn't actually run off the edge. So I'm going to put the water in now. So as you can see here, one water source only runs up to this pressure plate and the other just makes it to the edge. And now as you can see, when I step on this pressure plate, the door closes. Now this is important because that means that once we arrive on the boat, this door is going to stop us. And then once we get out of the boat, the door opens and the boat is released to drop back down to the bottom again and be recycled. One thing that I forgot to mention as well is that I put some slabs over top of the hole here so that it's pretty much impossible for the player to fall down through this chute, except if you were to stand on the block by the door here and then go down that way. Now you could put the doors up at full height so that they are 2 blocks high and that the base of the door is at the same level as the pressure plate. You can do that. I just like to have the doors at the lower level so that they don't obstruct your view as much. It also makes it easier for the player to step over the door when they're getting out. So I've just found that putting it down 1 block makes it a little bit easier and a little bit more convenient. Are you kidding me? You're gonna ruin my clip. I'm also killing 2 birds with 1 stone because this tree is the tree where all mobs tend to spawn. Like, I get so many mob spawns underneath this tree. It's actually kind of crazy that I haven't come up here and lit this place up a bit. It's a good thing that we're finally getting rid of this thing. And I'm gonna have to put some fences around the chute, I think, because otherwise mobs are just gonna drop inside, and then every time I go to use the boat elevator, I'm gonna die from a creeper or a skeleton or whatever decides to drop in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick some fences around this entire thing here, and hopefully this will kind of keep some stuff out, most stuff out. I've got one more protective measure that I'm going to implement that I'm hoping will prevent, even if a mob gets in here, prevent any damage from being done inside the actual station. If we look at this tower now, we've got our water in, we've got the boat in, and I ended up finishing up the drop chute over here. So if we just slowly make our way over here, you can see that lines up directly with the tower up there. I put the fence around it at the top as you saw in the last clip, and we are now ready to ride this thing. So the boat doesn't have anything that it's specifically aligning against, so the boat can wander back and forth a little bit. So sometimes if you get in the boat, it might not go right away. So you just gotta make sure that you line yourself up against the pressure plate. And as you can see, we can pop ourselves up and walk out the side here, and there goes the boat, dropping down the drop chute to be recycled again. Now as you can see here, I ended up moving the door to the left-hand side here, and that's because I realized a very important thing. The door has to open like this, towards the hole. So you have to stand on the pressure plate, the door has to open so it faces this way. If the door is closing, and it's up against this block here, the boat can actually glitch right through because the door doesn't close fast enough. So it's important that you have the door against the back side here, against the hole pretty much. So then when you press the pressure plate with your boat, the door has a bit of time to close and the boat can still move forward a bit. And by the time the boat gets to the door is closed. And then what we can do is we can go down the drop chute here, making sure to align ourselves against this kind of corner here so that we don't land on the stone here. We don't want to land on that. I have done that before. I wanted to see if I could put blocks here so that if mobs drop down, they cannot, like, you know, wander around out here because they wouldn't be able to get past this. But it turns out that the boat can't get past it either, so I kind of just gave up on that method. I actually found out, though, that I've been seeing some mob drops just floating down here every so often. So I think the mobs actually drop down through the chute, but since it's such a far drop, they actually take enough fall damage to die right here, which is, I guess it's a good thing. So all we have to do is we have to walk up to the boat, sit in the boat, we are automatically brought up. I'm not pressing any buttons up to the top here. Door stops us. We can, I guess, right-click to get out, and then we can just kind of strafe to the left to get out of the boat and onto the side here. I think that's pretty much it. want to say thank you so much for watching. I guess I didn't get around to doing that much exploring, eh? I guess that's just how things go. I tend to think that I'm not going to use as much time as I do, and it always ends up taking longer than I think it will. I guess just with, I was expecting to be able to work a little bit more efficiently, but those mobs just kept getting at me too, and I was getting a little distracted. But I guess in the next episode we can start decorating, maybe, making a tunnel over here, the glass tunnel, and maybe we can go find a desert to start getting that glass melted up, because I really need to start getting work done on that so I can actually connect it up to the towers. I first need to do the glass before I can do anything else. And there's just one more thing that I want to mention, and that's the fact that it's the beginning of my college semester again, which means that I need to focus on school. And that means I might not have as much time to make these videos. So if I don't upload a video 1 week, don't mind me, I'm probably still around. I just need to have a little bit of a break, and I'll probably upload the week after. But thanks again so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, be sure to leave a comment or a rating down below. I love to hear feedback from you guys, and reading those comments is a blast as well. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.